big congratulations to Hassan A. You won the giveaway from last week's video. And we also have a very big announcement in the comic book community this week. My good friend Jem from Gem and Collectibles released his first variant, and you can get yours by hitting the link in the description. Vampirella, they got her with a gem on the cover. How epic is that? Help support your homies in the comic game by hitting the link in the description. You're supporting our show, you're supporting him, and you're going to get yourself an amazing cover by Ken Haser. Check out that link and enjoy your trending comics list. Another week, another list of the trending books in the comic book market, and I'm at the table virtually with an Overstreet Price Guide Advisor for the comic book industry. We got Russ Bright.
Hey comic fam, it's fantastic to see all of you this week. I am excited to be here bringing another trending 10 list with my buddy Comic Tom.
We make this video every single week. Hit that subscribe button, slap the like button, and let's chat about number 10 on the list. We have some Matt Fraction goodness. Hawkeye issue number 1 making the list. $18 average sales, a high sale of $135 because spec was validated after a set leak this week. First off, Haley Steinfeld is in, and she's got Lucky the Pizza Dog.
So we now have confirmation that Haley Steinfeld is going to be Kate Bishop. And you know what that means? That means Lucky the Pizza Dog, which means the Tracksuit Mafia. So we're dealing with the Matt Fraction run, which is why this book coming on the list at number 10 this week.
We got a 667% increase in copies sold soon after the leak debuted. But we've been chatting about the likelihood that this series would be the adaptation done on Disney+. So I think the spec, if there really is any, because really Lucky the Pizza Dog is the first appearance in this comic that is worth speccing on. Outside of that, I think it's the Adi Granha variant. It's going for $35. It's a 1 in 25 that I think is gorgeous, that could have some more potential. But this Disney Plus news spiked a bunch of next-gen hero keys. And you got to download Key Collector Comics because, Russ, isn't it right? We could have put a lot of other comics from the trending 20 at number 10 today.
We definitely could have. Young Avengers number 1 made it on the list, and there's also news that Yelena Belova is going to reprise her role from the Black Widow movie in this series over on Disney+. So a lot of stuff moving and shaking this week.
Use that code TOM101 to unlock a free 1-week subscription to the best comic app in existence. You support the show, but you get access to all of the trending books that start to spike and get interest throughout the week. Now, Russ, hit him with number 9 on the list.
Number 9 on the list. What a shocker. Doctor Strange number 384. This book is going for $12 solidly with a high sale of $50 in the last 24 hours. It's insane right now, but you know what? Doctor Strange becomes possessed by the Void in this issue, and that has a lot of King in Black tie-in repercussions.
A 950% increase in copies sold, Russ, because members are still speculating that the Void has ties to the symbiotes, to Null. And after this week, Null came. He came. It was epic. I'm not going to spoil anything. Read your King in Black. It was so good. But after how Sentry was used, I don't know. I don't really think that there's much spec behind this or Sentry at all, but I could be wrong.
You know what, Tom? I really do agree with you on this, and it's not like Donnie's gonna retcon anything. The dude has a plan. He's been weaving these things for years and years and years. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. I just don't see this happening.
Comic fam, did you read King in Black 1? Do you know why we're kind of feeling like we may not even see anything from the Sentry or the Void for quite some time? Like, does it have any lasting impact? Or are we completely wrong? Let us know in the comment section below. It'll enter you to win this Master Kung Fu Alex Ross sketch variant. And let's chat about number 8 on the list because Afterlife with Archie number 1 made it. And I love this book, man.
Tom, this is an incredible book. And you know what? I loved this whole run. I love the Francavilla covers. I love the hack covers. I love the homage covers. There were so many cool ideas with this, and people have been talking how they should have made a movie for years. Well, are we going to see a door opening? Do we have an opportunity? Is there a hand reaching out to grab something to give us some clues, Tom? Fill me in, bud.
Well, what's going on is that we have a $20 average sale and a $105 sale for a CGC 9.8. Jason Blossom from Riverdale was murdered, and we have a showrunner from the show posting an image of a hand reaching out from the grave, similar to how he was brought back in Afterlife with Archie #1. But here's the thing. Riverdale doesn't have any magic in it. It's like totally out of the ordinary for them to just include some type of supernatural element to this drama. But Sabrina having a season finale coming soon with season 4 is going to free her up for our teenage witch to possibly have a crossover. Could we be seeing Sabrina get involved with the, rebirth of Jason Blossom? I don't know, but it could happen.
We are seeing a 1,700% increase in copies sold this week across all variants, and the hack variants, again, are just some of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. This is a really, really hot series and a great read. Pick up the graphic novel if you can't find the single issues.
And now at number 7 on the list, we have A Tomahawk issue number 0. Can't stop talking about Donny Cates today, apparently. And Russ, aren't you a pretty big fan of tattoo artists going comic book? Because that's what we got here today.
I absolutely think that, Tom. You know what? Gone are the days of just going into the tattoo parlor and pointing at the flash on the wall. These people are real artists, and it's great to see them moving from skin to actual pen and paper and other styles of art media. Peach Momoko, we know, wanted to be a tattoo artist, and look where she is now.
Well, we have $25 average sales and $150 highs for a CGC 9.8. Well, Ian Biederman teamed up with Donny Cates and actually did just what you described, Russ. He's a tattoo artist, but he actually made a comic book that was all tattoo style art inside. And we have a pretty funny quote that we found from Grant Morrison. Could you read this for me, Russ?
In reference to A Tomahawk, Grant Morrison has to say, a screaming black hole feedback squall of death metal Kirby cosmic energy spinning straight towards your prefrontal cortex.
Donny Cates wanted to excite the community and said, hey, get ready. Something's coming from this franchise. And I think a lot of members thought he was going to do some announcements about something being optioned possibly, or maybe a reprisal of the story. And that's not what's happening. We have Ian, the artist, who's bringing this character to an action figure, and that's on Kickstarter, and you can check it out. I'll put the link in the description because I think it's pretty cool. And we support Donny Cates. He's doing a lot of cool stuff in the comic community. Support indie artists too. However, that's actually why the spike and why the hype from Donny Cates.
Number 6 on the list, Star Wars Episode number 1, The Phantom Menace, number 3. Now, people have been ignoring these Phantom Menace comics forever, roundly derided as one of the worst Star Wars movies ever. Well, this issue has an incredible cover with Darth Maul and is the first in-comic appearance of Mace Windu. Is that why it's on this list? Well, there's a whole lot of Mandalorian news. Go figure.
We're seeing a $65 average sale for this book and a high sale at $500 for a CGC 9.8 because it actually is the first cover appearance of Darth Maul. So there is some key worthiness here. Well, CBR reported this week that a member from the Mandalorian leaked out the name of one of the planets that were unnamed in the show. And what name did they leak?
Dathomir, Tom, which happens to be the planet of Darth Maul's origin.
And then the member deleted the Instagram post. Here's the thing. Darth Maul is very much dead. Mace Windu is very much dead. We've had spec about Mace Windu in the past, but that was about a prequel series, which makes sense. Could we be seeing a different family member of Darth Maul? That could happen too. I don't think the spec is here for Mandalorian, Russ, but an increase of 550%. Members are probably just hoping for the best. Wishful thinking, I'm suspecting.
Star Wars is all over, Tom, and you know what? That's not the only one that's going to make the list this week.
Oh, Comic Fam, hit that subscribe button and let's chat about number 5 on the list because we got to put Thor 5 back on the trending list, Russ. Black Winter was suspected to possibly be dead. Members were really disappointed. The hype was real, but this week, Donny Cates is assuring us otherwise.
$50 average sales on this book, $120 for a CGC 9.8, which is actually down from its height of $150, but this book is moving. 189% increase this week.
That's right, a member from the community, shout out, had a good idea. I'm really digging this, Russ. If you ever have a question about a comic, you want to get some spec news, just tweet out at the creative team. You never know what they may say. And in asking whether we've seen the last of the Black Winter, Donny Cates does what he does best, and he just hyped it. more, because that's what he does. But anyways, let's take a look at number 4 on the list. Hold on to your Black Winter. He's likely coming back, but I think we all assume that would be the case. Number 4 on the list, probably one of my most, I ran to my box to read comic book moments in a while. Daredevil, Chip Zdarsky, just killing it again and again and again.
So Tom, Daredevil 25 is making the list the week that it comes out. And spoiler alert here, guys. On Monday, we saw David Mack art of Elektra in the Daredevil costume. This caused 48 hours of frenzy all over the internet. People freaking out, people trying to see what's going, and that's why it's going for $25 average sale for the regular cover.
And get this, comic fam, she didn't just make her debut this week in just Daredevil 25. No, they put her in King in Black issue number 1. It's a small cameo, but it still counts. Her donning the Daredevil moniker, it was a character design that looks great. Elektra is a fan favorite. On the inside of the book, Chip Zdarsky takes you through flashbacks that kind of give you that Miller-esque character design in the same pages where she has this glorious hair in her new character design.
Number 3 on the list, we have Green Arrow number 24, first appearance of John Diggle. These are seeing $15 average sales with a high sale of $25.
We're seeing a 900% increase in copies sold after validation that we didn't see the last of David Ramsey after his season finale in the Arrowverse. We know he was getting that Green Lantern ring, but how would he be utilized in the CW? Well, this week, he's got 5 different show appearances that were announced, and they're saying that he's going to be doing some directing. This is super exciting, especially because his first appearance had a low print count of 24,000 that was ordered by retailers. There's a 1 in 25 sketch cover that I'm personally eyeing that's going for $100. I dig this spec because fans love this character.
Tom, I think this book is super undervalued, truthfully. This is one of those things that John Diggle has been a favorite for a very long time. People liked him in the Arrow show, and $15 is criminally underpriced for a book like this.
And now we're at number 2 on the list because Mandalorian just spiked, I think, possibly the next villain of the series. We have Star Wars Thrawn, issue number 1. How did Grand Admiral Thrawn become so powerful? We find out in this origin series, and we're seeing a $25 average sale and a high sale at a CGC 9.6 for $130. A 2,000% increase in copies sold in 7 days after Ahsoka Tano said Thrawn's name.
There are also 3 incredible variants of this. There's one that is actually Thrawn from the Clone Wars. There's one that is Thrawn as an action figure that's a John Tyler Christopher. And the amazing Francesca Mattina 1 in 50 variant. And that one's going for almost $500 in a 9.8. This book is moving quickly. Like I said, more Star Wars.
Now, Russ, there's some members of the community that may not have gotten their King in Black issue number 1. And it may be because they're signed up to the Mystery Mail Call, our comic book subscription service, where this very month, we're going to be sending every single member our variant copy, cover art by Nick Klein. You know him from Thor, on our King in Black issue number 1. Mystery Mail Call exclusive. Link in the description to join the community. And let's hit him with the number 1 trending book of the week. Did not see this coming. Peter Dinklage is coming to play the Toxic Avenger.
Tom, number 1 on the list, Toxic Avenger number 1. Now, I don't want to say I told you so, but this is one of those books that I've been specking on for a very, very long time. Like a lot of...
Dude, a really long time, dude. You would tell me all the time.
Yep. Oh,
put away your Toxic Avenger.
Totally.
You never know.
As an 80s kid, I totally remember watching Rhonda Shear on USA Up All Night and Class of Nukem High and, Toxic Avenger and all of these late night classic Lloyd Kaufman trauma movies. And for the last 10 years, we've been hearing that there's a new Toxic Avenger movie coming out. Now, Arnold Schwarzenegger was tied to it at one point in time. Guillermo del Toro was tied to it at one point in time. Well, now, in 2020, we have Peter Dinklage tied to star in Toxic Avenger. Oh my God, still can't believe it.
All right, everybody, drop your tacos or I'll blow your brains out.
This book is selling for way more than I would have expected, but $30 for a raw copy? Yeah, man, it's happening.
$225 for a CGC 9.8. I think they got the perfect actor to pull this off, man. Toxic Avenger in December 2020, seeing a 2,125% increase in copies sold. Comic fam, hit that like button, slap that subscribe button. We need your support, and you know we're going to be here next week. And then, as always,
Geek responsibly.
Enough said. Comic fam, we got 2 other videos for you to check out, and you should do that because they're there for you. We made them for you. For you. Have a good weekend.